It's been a while, hasn't it? It's been a while. I mean, CH knives. It's like one of the first knives I ever had on my channel back in 2016. And it seems like a million years ago, doesn't it? It's only half a million. But CH Knives, been following them for a long time, and they've done Kickstarter programs for the Sultan and some of the others, and they've got some interesting designs out there, and I've got a bunch in a drawer. I'd do a revival on them here one of these days. But this one is called The Journey, and I saw this on White Mountain Knives. I go dragging through their stuff here and there, just to see like what's new arrivals, what's coming soon, or what's on a BOGO deal and all that kind of stuff. And I know they carry CH knives, which is nice. I mean, back in 2016, you get them off AliExpress, right? You got them nowhere else. And now they're on knivesspot.com, and I'll look that up and see if that's still rocking, but I think it is last I checked. But also the fact, White Mountain Knives, so they're right here and in stock, and you'd have it in 3 or 4 days, and you can get LTK, 10% discount off LTK code. So, I mean, that was the way I was rocking it. And you know what? I like this. I mean, CH Knives have never been terribly expensive. And this one is $150, but 10% discount, so you're $135, right? Okay. And so it is a good size knife. And I looked at this, because it said 3.54 blade length. Of course, that's wrong. I have to point that out. And 8 and a quarter is correct, but 3.54, come on, man. 2.9 ounces. Really? It's light. It is light. And it's M390. And it's like, here comes the next one. If you're just an upstart and you haven't seen all my testing videos, I've done test batch 1 through 30 something of knife testing, where we've done PMI, Rockwell, all kinds of stuff. Yes, M390. All the M390 ever tested from CH Knife was real M390. Got the, I can even email you the spreadsheet that Blade Banner was keeping for us. It's still available to look at the Rockwells as well. So, it's real M390. And of course, Chen Peng was the guy that was working at Kaiser probably back in the 2014, 2015, because in 2016 he had his own place and was making CH knives. These are not Ethan Grau knives. I mean, just because Ethan Grau brought some CH knives in their Amazon store under their name doesn't mean they're making CH makes CH knives, okay? So if it says CH knife, that's not Ethan Grau. That does not spell Ethan Grau. That's CH knife. That bugs the shit out of me, actually. But M390, yes. Okay. Not scary sharp, but it's a good, reasonable factory edge on here. And it's, I like the design. And I saw this, and I hadn't seen CH Knives come out with anything really for a while since that last Kickstarter deal they were doing. So I thought, what's going on here? And then I saw this, and I go, oh, well, I mean, it's kind of a mandatory for me now. I just have such a history with CH, and I don't know, I'm just fascinated now. And, that is kind of a fascinating design. It's interesting. And it's thin and kind of stabby, but it's lightweight. Let's get it on the scale. Dale, 84 grams. Okay. I mean, for a full-size EDC, that's light. It's 2.99, and if Spock was here, he'd say, Captain, it's 2.9999899. Thank you. But it is, yeah, it's interesting. This fuller is completely and utterly useless. Okay, I mean, I could kind of get a little bit in there, a little bit, but it's a little tougher. See, I made it look easy the first time I kicked it. It actually went. Okay. You got to be a little bit more intentional. It's not really terribly intuitive to do this. You got to kind of position, creep up, and all that. Kind of give it a little wrist with it too. But then the front flipper, okay, that works. But this has got something going on. We're going to disassemble it because I got to look inside. There's something kind of freaking me out, and I think we're hitting a secondary stop. See, there's a stop there, and I think that's a detemp ball right there hitting that blade, which will usher itself over there with a little shake, but it's a different feel. It's like almost there's two little stops there, because here's the first one. Hold on, here's the first one. Kind of there, and then it has this little area, and then it hits kind of a second little area, and then kicking over. So I've got to investigate that. What is that all about? And so that does kind of keep it from really being a full-on shakedown, super hydraulic drop. You got to give it that little extra to kick it over that ball. So kind of deters a little bit from the fidget friendly on that. But on the other hand, $135, M390, super lightweight, really a lot of machining going on here, right? I kind of like this. I don't know if this is kind of a futuristic kind of look, real modern, industrial something, right? And then little pivot surrounds, but they're doing it on both sides. Have you seen these people that are doing them on one side only? The presentation. Why? I mean, this has got it on both sides. Pocket clip is a milled titanium pocket clip as well. You got a little area to get the lanyard because they've cut away, a little jogged over a little bit and cut out an area where you can have your lanyard pin. And then from here, it looks like right and left, doesn't it? For the pocket clip. Like you could do that both ways. So ergos, this goes like this, and then we have this, which is interesting from a design standpoint and just from, visuals, but I'm not sure it really is the most beneficial from an ergonomic standpoint, although it's not a huge drastic move. So it's not uncomfortable, okay? And you've got a little choil in here so you can get this, on the strop, and you can get it in your sharpening thing, and you can get right up to here, okay? So that's good. I do like the interest that they do putting this fuller in with these holes, because then it mimics this design here and it brings it forward. So I think they did good there. And then they also brought the interest of these little lines into the pocket clip, the holes carrying through the design as well, with the linear feature as well, up and down, side to side, and then bringing it into the blade too. So really they kind of put this whole thing, and that's the one thing I don't think about because I'm not artistic and I'm not a good designer. So no, I don't think about those little things. And really, that's kind of what really brings it together, isn't it? And you've got a lot of jimping here, kind of a thumb ramp thing going on, correct? Although it's not really up above grade here so much that you're really hitting it a lot. You can feel it, but not well. Okay, so I don't know that it's doing a lot really for grip so much as it is for visual interest. Okay, and of course, it is for here. I mean, it is tactile enough to do this. Okay, so it is just the right amount. It doesn't need to be any more, but it shouldn't be any smoother, or it wouldn't be as effective. It's about right where it needs to be. Okay, so and the detent doesn't need to be any stronger. It's plenty strong. And it's just about right. Maybe it could have been softened a tad, but I think we're okay. I think we're okay. So yes, all in all, slender and lightweight, just super lightweight. And I've been sitting here jack and jaw. I forgot, I never put this. See, 3 3/4 inch blade. You're talking 95, 96 millimeters. And then, but it, yeah, I mean, so they said 3.54. Is that 3.54? No, it's not. Okay, so no, it is a much bigger blade than what they're saying it is by another 1/4 inch. And then, yeah, it's the overall length is correct. Okay, so let's try this. Now, it's not very fat, is it? 11 millimeters, 0.43, pretty slender. And what do we got? Maybe 3 millimeter? Yeah, probably 3. Yeah, right at 3 millimeter blade stock. So, thin here, okay? Thinner than like a paramilitary 2 or a lot of knives. Really thinner than most, okay? And blade stock, about what it's running these days, right? It's pretty unusual to see anything in the 3.8 millimeter thickness or thicker, you know, to 4. It used to be common as hell to have 4 millimeter blade stock. Now this is 3, and really this is appropriate, okay? So we're good there. So overall, super lightweight, slender in the pocket. And not that heavy either. So really, really nice in that regard. So he hit a lot of points there. And it comes in this box, which is nothing special, but it's kind of a little fitted type, not perfectly fitted box, but there it is. No extra hardware or anything. But at least you're getting it from an American retailer. So if you've got issues, you can always return it. Make sure you do that instead of waiting months and months and then deciding to do something. But no, I think this is an interesting design, and it's so affordable too. Okay, so a lot of times you get premium steels with titanium. M390 usually doesn't ring up at about $135, does it? It's more like $235 plus, right? So I think we're good there. Let's get blue. Let's get blue. Go blue, right? Wow. Is this like the Boise football field? I'm freaking out, man. So much blue. Okay, so we've got opening from the front and the back. Shall we flip a coin? Let's just try the back door. And it's all turning around and around. Okay, so let's try the front door. And it's all turning round and round, isn't it? And so let's just try and get a little breakaway. We'll just use one of my cheapy little extras here. Let's see if we can do this. This is the back side, right? Yeah. Let's even up the ghost now. And I don't know which side is the pivot side, which side this is a screw side. The front is the screw side. Okay. Yeah, she sure is. Why do you think that took a little bit to break it loose? 3 guesses and the first 2 don't count. Okay. Whew. Did you get enough in there, buddy? Woo. Okay. You're getting a little happy with the old thread locker there. Now what do we got, number 6s? Yeah, and we are getting happy with the thread. They don't want you to take this apart. By God. Woo! Hold on. Okay. Number two, Cat Blue. Okay, 1, 2, right? And then this third one won't come out at all, and then we'll have a real problem. Is that what we're going to do? Is that the game we're going to play? Or would this break away on this side? Because I don't care which side it comes out on. Okay. Doesn't matter. It's going to disconnect, right? Okay. Whatever. You won't play it that way? We can play it. And we tore it apart, and there's the stop, which is pa-chunk. And there you go, presentation side. Love it or leave it. There's your little lanyard pin. We'll leave you alone, buddy. We don't need you rolling around on the mat, then onto the floor and off. Okay, so we've got all the washers, the ceramic crazies. Here they are. There you go. Ceramic bearings. Nothing overly fancy, but I've seen that on $300 knives, so whatever. Kind of standard fare regardless. And so we have a blade. They included that. That was free. And came with a knife. And then you got body screws, and they all look the same size, which is pretty good. And bearings, washers, and surrounds. And yeah, of course, no captured pivot. So that was a bummer in the summer, wasn't it? But as long as you got entry, both ends, then you can break it loose. Okay, so that's the forgiveness part. Okay. So here's the reason it feels like it's kind of hitting a detent thing twice. There's your original, okay? You disengage the lock bar. Okay, it's getting over that detent bolt. But then it's traveling and it's hitting an open area. And so then it hits this part right here. And you can see that without taking the knife apart, but you're hitting this. So had they maybe ground a little bit of a detent ramp in that area where that choil is coming back, that might have made that clear easier, or just don't have that much of a choil there to where this ball will stay underneath this pivot area all the way through. Yeah, something to that effect. So you wouldn't feel it kind of come around and then have to hump back over the blade a second time. Actually, it's kind of changed character a little bit with maybe I didn't tighten the pivot as tight as it was originally, something like that, but it's, it's not bad. It's not bad as far as that goes. But yeah, I'm still fighting that. It comes down here and it's hanging up on that ball. So it's not going to drop all the way unless you give it that little extra kick, and then it goes. Okay? The CH Journey. I like the design. I like the materials. I like the price. It's slender, lightweight. So I'm good with it. But yeah, that little extra detent thing just kind of gets in the way a bit. I'm going to leave you alone. You go do what you want to do. And remember, hang around for my knife sales. I have them every month. Join my Patreon group. You get in on some real good bonuses there. If you do that, check it out. Links below. And we do love them knives. So you guys, stay sharp.